Please give it up for April Richardson.
Enjoyed that last sketch. Is this on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. It doesn't sound like it is up here. I didn't mean, is this thing on? I love Elton John. This is so probably not a good idea for an opener. I love Elton John for real, and I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with that song that he did with Gladys Knight and Stevie Wonder and Dionne Warwick, That's What Friends Are For song. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with it. I had 45 of it when I was like 5 years old, and I played it all the time. And a real turning point in my life was when I first saw the video of that song. Because I don't know if you're super familiar with the tune, but at the end, Elton John is the one that's super feeling it. Like, he's the one that's like, keep smiling, keep shining, right? And when I saw the video, I was like, that guy's not black? Like, that changed everything. Like, I really, for all those years, all those 5 years of my life, I'm like, clearly this is a black soul singer. Then I saw it, and it was like a white guy with giant glasses and a mullet. And that changed my whole perspective. I don't know, I just felt like he was feeling it more than everybody on that record. And then he was the white guy. Tom Hanksgiving is coming up, you guys. Tom Hanksgiving is on Thursday. Who else is excited? That's the day that I eat turkey and watch Bosom Buddies on TV all day long. I have been unemployed for quite a while. Actually, prior to getting the job on Chelsea lately, I was unemployed for like 6 months. And during that time, I actually did some important things. I did lay around, but I did do some really important internet research that I feel will benefit everybody in this room and beyond. I took it upon myself to find photographic evidence that Morgan Freeman was ever younger than the age of 50. So you're welcome, that's been done. I was talking to a friend of mine one day, and the phrase teenage Morgan Freeman came up, because we're like, you've never heard that before. You've never heard those words together. And so that was like our mission, to find photographic evidence that ever happened, and we did. And so now if you, and it's like it's a photograph from some like biography A&E thing. But we did find a picture of him when he was 17, which he still looks 50, and it's like he's in the army or he's doing some adult thing even though he's 17. But now if you Google the phrase teenage Morgan Freeman, my Flickr account comes up with said photograph. So again, you're welcome, and wait till the end to carry me out on your shoulders. Also, during that unemployed time, I did go visit my parents. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia originally. And hold your applause. So I did go visit my parents, and which was nice because I usually meet up with them in Las Vegas because they're super big gamblers. They're really into it. Like, my dad's a super hardcore gambler. But when I went home to Atlanta, in my old room, there's a slot machine. Like, they purchased a slot machine. And I'm like, why did you buy a slot machine? And my dad dead seriously goes, for practice? I'm pretty sure that's not something you can train for, Pops. So they own a slot machine, that's weird. But one of the differences, I mean, clearly there's many, but one of the differences I've noticed between Atlanta and Los Angeles is Los Angeles has, like in Atlanta, clearly there are dollar stores, but they're all pretty straightforward as far as like, they're just called the 99-cent store or the dollar store. Whereas here, more often than not, the names are like 99 cents and over, $1.99 and up. I saw one the other day that was $5.99 and over, which is infuriating to a nerd like me. I used to be a copy editor, because to me that's, so technically every store on the planet is $5.99 and over. You know what I mean? Like Tiffany and Company is technically $5.99 and over. So the vagueness of those names I just find infuriating. I want to open a store next to one of them that's just called Everything's Not Free. Because that's basically what those names mean. Also, when I was at home, I noticed, and I'm not knocking it, I'm Southern and proud of it, but in the South there's an inordinate amount of religious bumper stickers on cars. And I was behind a car that had a ton of Christian bumper stickers on it. And one of them was, and by the way, I don't know where we all were when the world had a meeting to decide that the way that you show that you hate something is to put a sticker of Calvin pissing on it on your car. But it's been done. And it's been decided, and that's how you have to do it. So I'm behind this car with all these Christian bumper stickers, and one of them was, Calvin pissing on Satan. Which, to me, I was like, I feel like that kind of backfires in a way, because I feel like if anybody's into that weird like piss shit fetish stuff, it's probably the devil. Like, I feel like he probably invented that. So I feel like he would invite a golden shower from Calvin. What else? Also, during my unemployed time too, I played a lot of Beatles rock band. I don't know if anybody else is into that. But my favorite thing on it, though, to do is to lose on purpose. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with rock band in general, but when you lose on it, like, the crowd gets super chatty and bored. So it's the best to lose on purpose at Beatles rock band, because then the crowd's like, these guys suck, like, booing the Beatles. Like, they're bored of seeing the Beatles live. Like, these guys are terrible. So that's fun to do. I'm worried about which direction the light's coming from, because I don't want to run it, so I think Matt's up there. I don't want to waste you guys' time. I'm looking out for you guys. Yeah, I also, unfortunately though, during said unemployment time where I had all this time to do research on Morgan Freeman's youth, I got dumped, which was kind of a bummer. Aww. Yeah, but the guy was way out of my league anyway. Like, he was super bonkers handsome to where it's like, makes sense. I mean, it was the kind of thing where I was like, pretty soon the captain of the football team's gonna realize he's going out with Wednesday Addams, and he's gonna correct this mistake. But my mom, who is a total Southern Belle, my mom is basically like Julia Sugarbaker, for real, and is like this total Southern Belle. Like, when I called her to tell her, like, because he had met my parents and it was pretty serious and all that, and I was like, yeah, that guy dumped me. And there was a few seconds, my mom paused for a few seconds, and then in the most serious tone of voice you've ever heard goes, did you fart in front of him? Dead serious, like that happened, and then he was like, we have to talk. But, you know, of course I was like, no, Mom, whatever. And then, you know, she was trying to comfort me briefly. She's like, oh, well, he's probably at home missing you too, and all this. And I was like, Mom, you met him. Like, you saw what he looked like. And she goes, you're right, he's probably out getting laid. My mom said that. Yeah, so that was comforting. But it was a long distance thing. He lived in Portland, and it's kind of for the best because I was going to Portland all the time, and it was kind of messing with me because I didn't, you know, I always felt kind of weird being there because I didn't meet the tattoo requirement. So I was kind of bummed. Because Portland seems like the only place where you grow up and your parents are like, you know, when you get older, you're really gonna regret not getting these tattoos. How do you expect to get a job somewhere without full sleeves? That's what I expect parents in Portland to sound like. I think I got the light. I'll quickly end on this. But I'm into dudes. Sorry, ladies. But I'm into like really serious suit wearing guys. You know, like guys that look like stockbrokers and look like they work in an office. And so female strip clubs are not appealing to me. Like, strip clubs where the guys come out and strip for you are not appealing at all to me. Like, an oiled up dude in a thong is never hot under any circumstances to me. So I've come up with essentially the opposite, where the guys come out and get dressed for you. And, you know, they come out and put on suits. Like, we'll still play It's Raining Men or whatever, but they'll come out and put on suits for you. And I've narrowed down 2 potential names for this zillion-dollar business idea. The first being Suits with a Z, because we need to know there's still a party going on inside. Or Biznass.